Hello everyone, the CD's been here back with a new video, and today I am welcoming you to the 2021 official Best of the Year list of the CD Spin. So 2021 has really been one of the best years for music in a while. A lot of great albums. Obviously, as you know, I have given 2 10s already, and 2021 is definitely a lot better than 2020. And this is obviously my first year of reviewing, and I've really learned a lot, and I really appreciate all you guys being here with me and subscribing and liking all my videos. It helps a lot, even though I know I'm not the best or most unique reviewer online. But yeah, I feel like we should just get right into the top 15. I've been excited to make this list all year, and finally it's here. Yeah, sorry for the background noise, it's really annoying. At number 15, we have Backxwash with I Lie Here Buried With My Rings and My Dresses, and this album is it's just great. It's hellish and haunting, it's gothic, it's torturous, and it's just an insane and crazy listen all throughout. It's very harsh, it goes hard as hell, great features, very, very impressive. Great and insightful lyricism, and I really cannot wait to hear more from Backxwash. I just had a great time with this listen, and it's one I'll be returning to for a long time. And next we have Parannoul, which is a band that caught me off guard for the first part of the year. I mean, I had really no clue about them. I didn't know they existed, but they already have an impressive 3-album discography, even though they did just start this year. This album is very beautiful, it's dreamy, it's the best shoegaze I've heard this year, I think, and it's really great and flashy instrumentation, gets me emotional at times. Just a very, very consistent album, very pretty music, and overall just great and overlooked, in my opinion. And at 13, we got Blu with The Color Blu. Now, I love this album, and I loved every single listen I had of it because it's jazzy, it has perfect flow. Lyrically, it's very, very consistent and always connects socially and personal. The samples are on point, the production is on point. That being said, it kind of, in a way, I don't know if this is just me, but it kind of reminds me of Mad Villainy by MF Doom and Madlib in a way. This is one of the best hip-hop records of 2021. It's never boring, never dry, and flew by my head for a while. Yeah, this album is just great through and through. I don't know if it's my favorite by Blu, but it's definitely a contender. At number 12 is the album that I probably had the most connection with this year, and it's Weezer's Ok Human. And ooh-wee, you know it's a good year when even Weezer show up with a great album. And this is Weezer's kind of quarantine album in a way, and it's probably the better 2 albums of Weezer this year. Compared to Van Weezer, I mean, it really is no contest. These hooks are immaculate. Weezer bring in strings in their most soft album yet. This is just really, really nice music, not really any skips. Love how the tracks flow into each other. It makes for a very cohesive listen. I love the themes around it. I love River's kind of introverted lyricism. I love this orchestral sound, and as a Weezer fan, this was a really, really exciting release, and it's quite emotional at times. Love this album. You should really, really listen to it. And yeah, that's my number 12. And at number 11, we have Injury Reserve with By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Now, this album is blurry, cohesive, beautiful at times, lyrically very emotional, considering the death of past member, Stepa J. Groggs. And this is just hellish, chaotic, and haunting, and it definitely grew on me. I gave this a decent 8 at the time, which I think I would definitely give a higher score nowadays, because it really is a toss-up for Injury Reserve's best album with Floss. And this is, considering the emotional depth, Injury Reserve really reinvented themselves, and this is probably better than Floss. I just feel like this is represented perfectly by the album cover, just a dark, hellish, and red world, and I commend you to listen to this album because it can be a challenging listen, which is why I don't think I liked it as much as I do now on first listen, but I definitely think it is a must-listen for anybody who wants to listen to music this year. And next is Jeff Rosenstock's Ska Dream, which is a really exciting and fun listen with a very depressive twist, in my opinion, and it's a full ska remake of his 2020 album No Dream, and man, I didn't even know that I like ska this much, because if this is a portrayal of what ska is, then I need to listen to more of it, because, man, man, is it good. I'd even say it's better than No Dream because it's more emotive and exciting. This is just the best ska I've heard in a long time. This is great lyricism and vocals that sound like a drunk guy at a bar, in the best way. That's kind of what makes Jeff Rosenstock's message connect so much with me. It's just, it sounds like a drunk dude, but it is really good. And this is maybe not the most original album since it is just a remake, but it's just infectious and kind of chill, and it's kind of nostalgic in a way, even though I didn't really grow up during the time of ska punk or anything like that. But there are really no skips at all since it's pure fun. And I just feel like this is definitely a must-listen, one of the most fun albums of this year. And next is Floating Points and Pharoah Sanders' Promises. Now this album definitely grew on me because at first, I guess it just wasn't for me, because this is a very holistic piece that works like a full entire thing that you need to listen to. There's not really any one song in particular that you can just like listen to, since there is just one motif throughout the album that works really well. It's this certain ambient sound. This is just ambient neoclassical at its best. It's very admirable. I see why some wouldn't like it, but it just feels like a beautiful performance, and this is very impactful, never loses your focus, even in the less eventful parts. It's modern and sleek, incredible production, just sounds super crisp, super artsy, great jazzy elements, and this is just a masterpiece, even though it might not be my favorite album of this year. This is just amazing. You should definitely give it a chance, and if you don't like it, oh well, that's fine. And next is Lil Ugly Mane's Volcanic Bird Enemy and The Voice Concern. And at first, I don't really like this that much. Look, I thought it was good, but I just thought it was so strange and not my thing. But the more and more I listen to this, the more I realize that it's just amazing. And this was easily one of my most played albums that came out in 2021. This is just masterfully done, fun, and kind of pretty at times. Kind of depressing too. And it's very... The thing that I love about Lil Ugly Mane's music is that it's so uniquely him. You know, like, nobody else could do this. And this is kind of a toss-up for the best Lil Ugly Mane project, tied with Mr. Thug Isolation or Third Side of the Tape. I know that's a basic take, but I mean, it's just obvious. So yeah, this just grew on me a ton, and this is weird as hell. Highlights all throughout, really, they're just amazing songs, like, in every single corner of this album. Lil Ugly Mane's plain vocals just work really well. This is artistic, this is wonderful, this is catchy at times. This is just everything that I wanted. And next is JPEGMAFIA's LP. And that's literally what the album is called. I'm not just saying his album. This is literally called LP. And JPEGMAFIA, man, the more I listen to him, the more that I realize he's just a genius. This album goes hard as hell. And this is almost JPEGMAFIA's best album. Obviously, Veteran is the one that I like more. However, this is strange and works in every single way. And by the way, for this one, I am talking about the offline version, and that's why I only gave the online version, which I reviewed, a decent 8, because I felt like the offline version was just a heck of a lot better. It's more raw, it's more eclectic, very interesting and fun, breezes by. It's nearly 50-minute runtime. It's fun and unique. I love JPEGMAFIA, and man, this album is it. And I made a conscious decision to review the online version because I felt like that's just what people would think of more whenever they thought of LP, and then I could give my thoughts here. So yeah, LP, just a great album by JPEGMAFIA, just amazing, through and through. And number 6 is Arca, which is my most recent review. And this album is just, man, this album is great. I come back to it all the time, because this album is insane. It's crazy, top tier beats, super consistent all throughout. There are pretty much no bad tracks at all. Very good through and through. I respect this kick series, this kick rollout so much, because I just feel like it's such a good idea throughout the music industry to just drop a bunch of albums, and all of these albums in the Kick series have been growing on me more and more, and I could definitely see myself listening to this album for a long time and never getting bored. These are just great vocals, favorite album of the year. I love the Spanish spoken parts so much. I love it. I love this. It's just so energetic, so insane, and I come back to this all the time. Number 5 is Black Midi's Cavalcade, which is interesting as hell, exciting, and is a departure from their debut Schlagenheim into a more prog rock album, more prog rock elements, and these are just great vocals. This is kind of music that just, in a way, humanizes me. The instrumentation is on point, and it almost never loses my attention and interest. This is just diverse, musically very, very intelligent. Rock music isn't actually dead, and I'm not talking about people like the likes of MGK or Olivia Rodrigo. No, I'm talking about this, alright? There's still, like, new bands that are popping in and out that show that rock music isn't dead, because Black Midi are really one of the best new bands in the world, and I feel like I'm just really excited what they have next, because, I mean, everything they've done so far has been really, really exciting, and just amazing, straight up. And number 4 is Sufjan Stevens and Angelo de Augustine with A Beginner's Mind. Now, this album is absolutely beautiful. It's world-building, interesting. It's a concept album that I didn't really notice at first, even with the Back to Oz things. I just didn't notice that. But this is one of the best albums by either artist ever. Probably the best by Angelo de Augustine, let's be honest. And even Sufjan Stevens, which has an impressive discography. This album is just incredible, breathtaking, intelligent, and knows what it's doing. It's almost never boring. This is just stunning through and through, and top-tier vocals. I love the voices of Sufjan and Angelo together. I mean, Beginner's Mind, number 4, it deserves it. And I feel like I'm the only one who really loved this album as much as I did, because people were just like, yeah, this album was great, but nobody was really like, this is amazing, like I am, which I'm saying right now, this is amazing. Number 3, we're really getting into, like, masterpiece territory. Number 3 is Little Simz with Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, and obviously, you know, I give this a 10, and I don't know if I would rate it a 10 nowadays. I just might, because it's just amazing. It's poetry through and through. But yeah, this album is just insane, and 10 out of 10 beats. Amazing and insightful lyricism, improvement from Gray Area, which says a lot. There are very, very few tracks which aren't just top-notch. This is the best hip-hop album of the year, and probably the decade so far. I mean, this is just grand production. It's elegant, lyrically gold, and it's very diverse. And Lil Simz, I already said this, but Lil Simz is just a poet in every sense of the word. This album gives me chills to listen to, and I mean, it's just an amazing album, really. Please listen to this. This is one of my big recommendations of this year, if not the recommendation of the year. Yeah, I said it. This album you should listen to right away. It's an hour, but it breezes by. I mean, this is so worth it. At number 2, Black Country, New Road, for the first time. Man, this album, I was obsessed with this for a while. I mean, this is just insane, instrumentally very, very dynamic and very well thought out. I mean, amazing one-liners all throughout. Leave Kanye out of this. There's not a single bad song. I don't know if it's a 10, but it's definitely very close. This is easily one of the best new bands of this year. And it's very, very hard to put in one genre, this album. It's kind of like a mix of jazz, kind of post-punk. I don't know what this is, man. This is a lot. But yeah, this is just super unique, super stunning, super lush. Those damn guitar tones are so good. It just sounds so great. And this album is just super cutting edge. But it's not quite number 1. And number 1 is obviously Lingua Ignota with Sinner, Get Ready. Ooh, boy. This album is hellish, haunting, beautiful, constantly gripping, and it's probably Kristen's best. Now, this is undoubtedly going to be a top 5 album of the 2020s. I'm struggling to see if an album can really beat this decade, because, man, this is just amazing. There are incredible vocals and vocal layering. This is lush, super smart. Christianity and religion is all throughout this record. And this is anything but simple. A very, very visceral experience, and I need to say this because screw Alexis Marshall, one of the most vile human beings in the world. If you haven't read Lingua's statement on this, please do. Please read this, because it is very haunting and gripping to read about what she wrote about, what her experience was, and if Daughters come out with another record, I'm not reviewing it. I'm just gonna pay no mind to Alexis Marshall. Just an awful human being. And, yeah. So, yeah, that's about it for this list. I swear I'm not a Fantano drone. And, yeah, bye. Thank you. That's all. Thank you for a great first year of reviewing. And, that's about it. See ya.